Hey guys, everybody, what's going on? So today we're gonna have a little discussion. Okay, we're gonna have a discussion today on Ohio Revised Code 2917.11. All right, which is disorderly conduct. All right. So I see this charge being used and abused by the police. Okay. Now, there are some ways that you can be arrested for disorderly conduct. I mean, those ways are apparently obvious, okay? Being physically, abusive, threatening to do bodily harm, things like that. That can be legally construed as disorderly conduct, okay? I have not seen. Okay, well, I should say it this way. I have read disorderly conduct codes for many states, and I mean many states, okay? Some cities have even more stringent disorderly conduct ordinances on their books. I mean, which is just disgusting, But what we're going to look at today, all right, guys, what we're going to look at today is the section of it, okay, and that is totally 100% unconstitutional. And that would be, all right, this. No person shall recklessly cause inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm to another by doing any of the following. I mean, are you serious? Annoyance, fellas? I'm gonna warn right now. I'm gonna warn any Hamilton police officer that watches my videos, and you can pass it on to your buddies, okay? Please tell them to come and arrest me for disorderly conduct for what I do. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I would sue Hamilton to balls off. I would sue them so fast and so hard that it would make their fucking head spin. All right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, Judge Kavanaugh of the Supreme Court, one time, he ruled on a free speech decision. And he outlined free speech very elegantly. And when he said, free speech, the First Amendment, inherently is annoying and is inherently bothers somebody. It is inherently, how can I say, how can I put it? Its very utterance is offensive. Otherwise, there wouldn't be no need for a constitutional right to protect your speech. If your speech didn't offend somebody or, I don't know, irritate them or offend them in some way, then what would be the point? If nobody's speech offended anybody, there'd be no need for the First Amendment. Everybody would just be happy-go-lucky, singing Kumbaya, running down the road, holding hands and skipping down the fucking road. No. My words can never be used against me in that way. You know what I mean? Unless what I say would provoke violence or an immediate physical response from somebody, and short of that is basically a threat. You know what I mean? Nothing I say in my First Amendment rights should provoke anybody to come and fight me. You know what I mean? Unless I'm threatening to do harm to them. If I call someone an ugly motherfucker or a nasty fuck or a scumbag piece of fucking shit that their mama should have swallowed instead of whatever, then that's still not fighting words. You know what I'm saying? It's still not fighting words. It's not fighting words. And they can try to construe that as fighting words all that they want. Because if they can construe that into fighting words, then they can just say, me calling someone a motherfucker, oh, them are fighting words. No, they're not. That the normal person wouldn't take that as oh, I have the right to go fucking fight, put my hands on somebody and assault them because they called me a motherfucker. No more than if I called their mom one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're supposed to be grown-ass people. You know what I'm saying? But I have never seen a disorderly conduct code in any state that I've read that's constitutional. Now, granted, some of them don't cross our rights, don't violate our rights. There is some sections of this code that are legitimate. Like insulting somebody is not, it's not disorderly conduct. Okay. Now, hindering or preventing the movement of a person, I would say, yeah, that's absolutely disorderly conduct. Creating a condition that is physically offensive to persons or that presents a risk of physical harm to persons or property by any act that serves no lawful and reasonable purpose of the offender. And that statement right there is just so broad that it's just ridiculous. Like, what? Like, really? I mean, what do you know what my purpose is? I mean, my purpose to me may be completely legitimate for what I'm doing. Doesn't mean that it has to be to you. You know what I mean? Or you would to even understand my purpose for doing something. But that doesn't make it disorderly conduct. You know what I mean? Because a cop feels like I have no real reason to be doing that. Like if I'm standing out on a corner on a sidewalk, an unrestricted traditional forum, and cussing out the Hamilton police and holding signs saying "fuck the police," all judges in Hamilton are corrupt, blah blah blah. Does a cop have the right to come up and arrest me because he doesn't feel I have a legitimate reason for doing what I'm doing? No, he does not have that right. And if he'd done something like that, I 100% believe that they would lose their qualified immunity. I know that's a hard hurdle to overcome, and that it has to be a very well documented rights violation for them to lose their qualified immunity. But I'm here to tell you that I believe all police know the First fucking Amendment. And if they don't, they have no business wearing that badge. Period. Simple as that. No reason to hold that badge. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, did they charge them paparazzis that was, or do they charge the paparazzis when they when they stalk and follow all these, actors and stars around? Do they charge them? I mean, like when they chased Princess Diana down the street, did anything come of that? I don't know. I'm not sure, but that was in another country, yeah. But I pose the question, could they have done that if I was following Jay-Z down the road trying to get, paparazzi in him because I'm a reporter? Would that be considered putting someone in physical danger? I would say probably. But do I have a right to do that? Oh, sure, I have the right to do that as a reporter or as one of them reporters that do that, whatever. But there comes a time when there's a line that gets crossed. When you start endangering someone's life, then that's different, But simply standing around uttering words is never going to be disorderly conduct as long as it's not fighting words. As long as it's First Amendment protected speech, how can it be a disorderly conduct? How can, you can't turn, officers that are watching my channel, you cannot turn a constitutionally protected act into a crime. You can't. You cannot do it. You just simply can't. And you're going to fail at it every time you try. I promise you. You will with me anyway, because I won't put up with it. And I will slap a fucking lawsuit on you. And I don't give a fuck. And I will name you personally in that lawsuit. You can believe that. But the point being that you know, just like when I was over here with that one cop trying to tell me, I was standing in my fucking yard calling him a fucking scumbag piece of shit, telling me he's about to arrest me for disorderly conduct. Well, you see, he didn't do that, didn't you? Because and you can see that, and you can see on that video that I begged, I did everything, I even begged him to do it. You know what I'm saying? I begged his ass to arrest me for that. You know what I mean? Because that was free speech. You know, I have the right to redress my government. He was part of my government, and I was redressing my grievance to him. When he pulled up on my neighbor over there that was sitting on private property in their vehicle and pulled them out of the vehicle, ran them for warrants, and arrested them. You know what I mean? That was 100% an illegal arrest, and that's just that. He tried to say he come around and saw him come around once and came back, but he's a liar. I was sitting here the whole fucking time. I was sitting out here for an hour, and he never come by here. He just happened to cruise down the street, spotlighted him in the car, and stopped. And I'll be damned, I'll sit in my car on my private property all night long if that's what I want to do. You know, it's my shit. But anyway, back to the disorderly conduct. Again, some aspects of all disorderly conduct charges are legal, are legitimate, but for the most part, that disorderly conduct is one of the most unconstitutional and overly broad codes that I've seen. You know, they basically try to give an officer the leeway to say disorderly conduct is anything you do. Anything. Oh, you want to disagree with what I said? Well, that's disorderly conduct. I'm a cop. You can't disagree with what I say. I mean, might as well just put that in there too. You get it? So that's just one thing, guys. If anybody ever gets arrested for disorderly conduct, depending on what you do, I would definitely fight it, plead not guilty, and take it to trial, because 90% of the time it's going to be an illegal arrest. It's not going to be a legitimate arrest. It's going to be, because even on some of the other, sections in disorderly conduct, it's way too overly broad. It's just way too overly broad. Creating a condition that is physically offensive. What? I mean, no specifics, just, whatever. By the act that serves no lawful or reasonable purpose. To who? Overly broad, And then they put in here, no person while voluntarily intoxicated. Okay, so what if I was roofied at a dinner party? You know what I'm saying? Would that be considered involuntarily intoxicated? I don't know, but it's just, I don't know. The offender persists in disorderly conduct after reasonable warning or request to desist. But if you do that, then it's no longer a fourth-degree misdemeanor. Or if it's committed in the vicinity of a school or a school safety zone. The offense is committed in the presence of any law enforcement officer. Look at that. The offense is committed in the presence of any law enforcement officer, firefighter, rescuer, medical person, and emergency medical person, or other authorized person who is engaged in the person's duties at the scene of a fire, accident, disaster, riot, or emergency of any kind. The offense is committed in the presence of any emergency facility person who is engaged in the person's duties in an emergency facility. What the fuck? Oops. If an offender previously has been convicted or pled guilty to 3 or more violations of Division B of this section, a violation of Division B of this section is a misdemeanor in the 4th degree. So there you go, guys. There's that. That's disorderly conduct for you. Overly broad, overly just vague and broad, and absolutely not constitutional, guys. Absolutely in no way. But here it is. That's my unprofessional opinion. This is not legal advice. I am not a lawyer in any way, and I don't represent myself to be a lawyer. These are my opinions. Take them for what you will. Agree with them, don't agree with them, that's on you. But here it is. That's what I brought to you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will be doing another one on other codes. If you guys would like to me to discuss any other offense and my opinion on that, please put them in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to break it down and give you my opinion on if it's a lawful code or not. You all have a great night, and I will see you guys on the next one.